10 seconds left in the season. The San Diego Sockers with a 7-3 lead. Dragan Vujovic bringing it to center for New York, but it's all too late. The season is over. Twice was not enough. The San Diego Sockers are third-time indoor champions.
Hi again, everyone, and welcome back to Soccer Rewind, the channel that puts the retro in retrospective. I'm your host, Ken Tomash. Every week, we take a look at a vintage American soccer game and talk to somebody with a connection to that game. It could be a player, a coach, a broadcaster, a historian, a writer, and we use the benefit of hindsight to get insight into the teams, games, and moments that shaped our soccer history. Today, we rewind to the spring of 1984 for a look at a budding indoor soccer dynasty. Y'all remember 1984, right? Not just the Van Halen album, but also the debuts of the Apple Macintosh and the Terminator. We also saw Purple Rain, peak USFL, and the pastel fashions of Miami Vice. Now, in April 1984, the San Diego Sockers were going for their third consecutive indoor soccer championship. And indoors was where the Sockers had their greatest success. But you may or may not know that they began as an outdoor team in the North American Soccer League, the Baltimore Comets, in 1974. They moved to San Diego in 1976 and became the Jaws. Then they picked up and moved to Las Vegas in 1977. And fun fact, Portuguese legend Eusebio actually played for the Las Vegas Quicksilvers that year. But unlike what happens in Vegas, they didn't stay in Vegas. By 1978, they were back in San Diego, and the Sockers were born. While they had some outdoor success, winning 3 division titles and falling just short of the NASL Soccer Bowl on 5 different occasions, they were almost unstoppable indoors. They won the NASL's indoor season in 1982, and they moved over to the Major Indoor Soccer League along with the Chicago Sting and San Jose Earthquakes for a season, and they won that. And when the NASL resumed indoor play for the winter of 1983-84, they were looking for their third consecutive title. Joining us now for a look back at the 83-84 Sockers, one of the linchpins of that dynasty and an all-time great, one of the best defenders ever and an indoor soccer Hall of Famer, Kevin Crow joins us from Northern California. Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing? Boy, you're mentioning some of those things that happened back in 83, 84, and that brings back memories.
No doubt. That's why we do this channel, and we hope that everybody who watches likes going back into the past for a little visit. So you're a NorCal guy, but you played at San Diego State, so you must have seen a lot of the Sockers at the time. But what was it like when they drafted you in 1983 and you joined this team of great players?
Well, you were just happy to be drafted. Back then, it was a little bit different. I don't think they spent a lot of time and energy like drafting across the country. Like you said, I was at San Diego State in their backyard, so I'm assuming they had watched me play a number of times and knew the coaches and things like that. So I was very, very happy, obviously, that I did not have to move anywhere, and I got to stay in the great city of San Diego. Who complains about being in San Diego, right?
Indeed. And in fact, you made your pro debut outdoors while the Sockers were still playing in the championship series indoors because the MISL playoffs went deep into May and the NASL season started then. So that was kind of weird that, were you kind of did that give you an idea of what you were in for?
Well, it was different back then, right? I think the draft was in December of 82, and I think I joined them sometime in January, and like you said, they were already halfway through their indoor season and playing. So, some of us just trained with them, but we were really being prepped for the preseason of the outdoor league that was going to be starting. I think we probably had some games in March or April or something like that. So they did overlap. And I remember literally the club having to sign like 6 or 7 players, 2 weeks before the outdoor season started because our guys were so successful on the indoor side. They had to keep playing indoors, right? So there was an overlap back then. There was no off season, so to speak.
Now, we mentioned that the Sockers had some success outdoors, but that indoors was really where things happened. After your rookie year outdoors, very successful. You played every minute of every game outdoors in 1983. It was time to go back indoors again. And as we're going to look now, obviously you're in the finals that year. How is the same basic group of players so much better indoors than you were outdoors?
That's a hard thing to explain. I think we just adapted it a little bit earlier. I think, because a lot of people back then were thinking, well, I'm an outdoor player, right? I have to play indoors sometimes, but I'm really an outdoor player. So I think they were reluctant to kind of adapt themselves maybe a little bit to the indoor game because there was so much talent in the NASL. I mean, And that's one of the things that really launched the indoor league was when the NASL, as we'll talk about, folded. All that talent had nowhere to go. They all went indoors. And it just raised the elevation of the game, going forward for the next 8 or 10 years. So it was exciting, but, good players can play anywhere if they have the right mindset.
And I'm sure you considered yourself an outdoor player, but you became a very, very good, obviously, an indoor soccer Hall of Famer. How did you personally make that transition?
I was really fortunate that I got to join the Soccers. They had a very talented group, a very smart bunch of soccer players, and I just picked their brains constantly. Sometimes on road trips they would use the phrase, "Kevin, put the ball away," because we'd be at dinner and I'd have salt and pepper shakers on the table and things, and we'd be moving around, and they just wanted to eat dinner. But I was like, I only have 10 more minutes with you. I want to pick your brain on this and this, and what would you do against this player, and how would you handle this situation? So I became a student of the game at that point. I really studied hard and tried to pick the brain of all the talent and wisdom and experience that was around me.
Now, you guys started that 83-84 NASL season 7-7, which is not the type of start that a two-time defending champion wants. But then you went 19-4 the rest of the way. You had an 8-game winning streak in there, and that was with losing goalkeeper Alan Mayer for a couple of months. What turned things around for the Soccers after that 7-7 start almost halfway through the season?
I just think sometimes we probably, did start slow. We just knew whether it was we were going to win our share of games. We were a talented group. We were very competitive, and we were competitive at training. Whether you're playing chess, ping pong, whatever you were doing, you were playing to win. And that was just a mindset. And we knew we were good, and we knew we had talented players, specifically going forward. And our goalkeepers, which you have to have in indoors, were just always top notch. So we had it at both sides, and we were just very fortunate.
And now we come to the Cosmos. Now, even before you joined the Soccers, the Cosmos had been a thorn in San Diego's side. They had beaten San Diego 7 straight times outdoors, knocked them out of the playoffs most recently, but you turned around and blew them out in the home indoor opener 14-5. Then they beat you 4-3 at Madison Square Garden a couple of weeks later. But that was it. Eddie Firmani was not pleased with this, but from that point, you beat them 3 more times in the regular season, going into the playoffs. Admittedly, the Cosmos didn't have the same mystique indoors as they did outdoors, but they still had a lot of really talented players. Why did you guys have such success against them in that 83-84 indoor season?
I just think we didn't take them lightly by any means. Like you said, they had a lot of talent. All the players in that league were just top notch. And if you're a top notch outdoor player, you can adapt to the indoor game. We knew how good they were. Maybe they didn't know how good they were indoors, but we knew how good they were. So we didn't take anybody lightly. We played every game, every quarter to win. And we were upset with ourselves and held each other, accountable if we didn't win.
And there were only 7 teams in the NASL indoor that season. And coming into that last weekend, there was a chance for a 4-way tie for first, but the results broke the right way. You guys won the league by a single game and ended up with home field advantage throughout the 2 rounds of the playoffs, took care of the Earthquakes in 2 games in the first round, get the Cosmos at home for the first 2 games of the best of 5, and you beat them both times. Now you go east, which takes us to the game we're about to watch, game 3 at the Meadowlands. Were you confident of a sweep, or like you said, we don't take them lightly, so we always knew in the back of your mind that these are the Cosmos, and in indoor anything can happen?
Yeah, you just don't want to take that kind of a chance. We knew they were talented, and you don't want momentum to switch. We would have loved to be able to have won every championship in front of our fans because they deserved it, if it was possible, because they supported us with 10, 11,000 people at games. They were crazy, and in a good way. But we just knew you just don't give talented players an extra chance. And if we could put them away, let's put them away.
And the wild card to this is that Ron Newman had to leave the club at the last minute because his daughter was hospitalized back in San Diego. So assistant coach Johan Arnio ran the club. How did you players react to that?
We knew, it was just another game for us, right? I think Johan knew his role at that point. We were pretty, again, we had so much experience there. I don't think there was a lot that needed to be said or motivated. We drove each other. We went down, as we'll see, early, and we didn't panic. We always said we'd rather be down 2-0 in the first 10 minutes than be down 2-0 in the last 10 minutes. because you have a bunch of time to to react and deal with that. So we never panicked when we were down in those situations. Just always believed that we're going to score goals. So it's just a matter of when.
Exactly. All right, let us rewind now to April 11th, 1984 in New Jersey. Randy Hahn and Alan Mayer have the call on KUSI TV in San Diego. Kevin and I will be back at the interval. Enjoy the first half.
A sparse crowd here at the Meadowlands, due in part, I would imagine, to the Sockers sweeping the first 2 games of this series, Alan. But really, the New York, New Jersey area really hasn't caught on to indoor soccer yet.
No, it sure hasn't, Randy. Everybody knows the outdoor version of soccer here is very, very popular. Indoor has struggled in the past years, not only with the Cosmos, but with the now defunct New Jersey Rockets. And hopefully it will pick up some, but I'll tell you, the people that are going to be out here are going to be see a very enjoyable game.
David Bursic in goal for the New York Cosmos. He was injured in game 2, had to leave in the second period with a thigh contusion. He'll be in goal tonight. Kaz Dana and Steve Moyers, the respective captains for these 2 teams, down at midfield right now, accepting complimentary commemorative watches from Baume Mercier. And they are being honored down at midfield right now. Jim Gorsuch will be in goal for the San Diego Sockers tonight. Jimmy just getting set. Comes into the 3rd game of this series with a goals against average of 2.50 and a 4-0-1 loss record. And somebody made the point tonight, Alan, that the great thing about Jim Gorsuch is in this series, even though he hasn't been that busy, when there is a span, when he finally gets a shot, he's ready for it.
Yes, indeed. That's very, very important for a goalkeeper. And it's important that Jimmy installs confidence throughout the other players. And he's done a very good job, not only in the playoffs, but the regular season.
Johan Arnio will be the head coach tonight in the absence of Ron Newman back home in San Diego, no doubt watching our telecast this afternoon. And we wish Ron and his family all the best. Tracy Newman hospitalized yesterday, but we understand that her condition has improved considerably, and that is good news. We are set for the kickoff. The Sockers defending the goal to our right, and the Cosmos to our left. San Diego in their road uniforms, the navy jerseys with gold stripes and trim and navy shorts. And the Cosmos defending the goal to our left. They are in their home whites with black trim, and we're underway as the ball from the kickoff comes back to Kaz Dana in the midfield, and then on to Jim Gorsuch. Jim brings it up for Martin Donnelly. Now a steal by Vujovic. He's with Terlecki. In on goal, and Gorsuch with a block. On the rebound, Gray has shot, and that's just wide. Vujovic will chase it into the corner. So a quick start for New York. They nearly score off the kickoff. Terlecki now to the near sideline for Gray. Gray will play it back into the middle for Rafik Kozic. Now Vujovic along the boards. Kozic looking for it. Vujovic gets it again, but it's tipped away by Gene Wilrich. Cosmos keep it in and continue pressuring. Jerry Gray from the right side. In front for Terlecki. That's blocked, and here comes Julie V. On this opening shift with Wilrich, Dana, Donnelly, and O'Kane as V brings it across the line. Tries to get past Kozic, but rolls it on to David Bursic instead. And now a quick 3-on-2 break for New York again on the quick transition. Over to Gray at the side, and a weak shot as Wilrich came back on defense. And that's what we've been seeing in this series, Alan, the midfielders getting back and helping out.
That's been the difference in the entire series, and Gene Wilrich is a perfect example of that. He's done very well.
Here's Crow with V. Off the goalkeeper Bursic, it comes back to Vujovic as Kevin misses an opportunity in close there with V. Smelling an opportunity in front of the net, but the ball never got past the keeper. Now Gorsuch again from his penalty area up the wing for Quinn. We're just underway and scoreless live from the Meadowlands here in Game 3 of this championship series. Kevin Crow, San Diego's Rookie of the Year, honored for that at the last home game on Sunday night. Indeed, that may have been the last home game if the Sockers can win one of two here in New York. Here's V in front, getting past Borja, out to Quinn. Now they work it over to the point for Perez. Now to the left side for Kevin Crow. He's good with the ball. Plays it back into the middle, but behind Perez. Hugo with a good job to get it away from Moyers. Now Perez chipping it up for V, off his chest. Julie will try and lay it up for Perez, but it's kicked out for San Diego ball. We're scoreless with 13:03 to go here in the first period on the Video Library scoreboard. It's the Sockers nothing and the Cosmos nothing. Kicking Sockers, V in the corner, out in front. On Bursic scoops it out. Quinn on the rebound, and that's blocked and goes into the corner. Bursic digs one out of the net. Now it's out of play for San Diego ball. Alan, that looked like goal all over.
sure did. Dave Bursick showed why he's a second-team All-Star goalkeeper in that play. Great save.
Here's Perez at the side from the free kick. He's down inside the crease. And Bursic gets possession again. It's off to the left for Dan Cantor now. We're scoreless in period one, live from the Meadowlands. DiBernardo, deep ball from Moyers, and Gorsuch cut it off. The ball still got by him, but wide. Now Brian Quinn losing it on the boards. Here's Moyers again. Off the wall, and Crow will get it back to Gorsuch as DiBernardo was racing in there. He was injured in game two as well, but everybody suiting up tonight, including Dan Cantor and Dragan Vujovic for New York, who did not play in game two. Addy Coker, who had 2 goals back on Sunday night in the 10-4 win, back for Quinn. Over to Martin Donnelly. Donnelly, a second-team All-Star. Named the day before yesterday, and that's a great accomplishment for Marty, who's been around the league so long and obviously has the respect of many. That voting done by the players, and that is probably the biggest compliment of all, to be named to an All-Star team by your peers. DiBernardo now from midfield as Lawrence Hilkes gets on his first shift of the night. Moyers takes the pass from DiBernardo, leaves it for Borja. He'll leave it for DiBernardo. Good crisscross movement by the Cosmo forwards, but Newman blocks the shot. It comes back to DiBernardo. Good finesse. In. It's a goal. Well, Gorsuch, I think, was fooled a little bit there. DiBernardo with a good curling shot.
You're going to see DiBernardo outside of the right wing just take one step past Gene Willich and puts it right into the upper corner. Actually hit the far post there and bounced in. Jimmy Gorsuch literally had no chance on it. And this is not a real good sign, Randy, because when the Cosmos have scored their first goal, they have a record of 13-3, and they're awful tough to beat when they get on the board, first of all.
Well, in game one, they scored first, but the Sockers came back. Here's Terlecki as they steal it from the kickoff. Takes a shot. Donnelly blocks it. Vujovic will go for the rebound, but Hilkes knocks it off the glass. And now it's out of play. So the New York goal will go to Angelo DiBernardo. And it is a 1-0 Cosmos lead with 11:24 to go here in period one, live from New York. Actually, we're just outside New York, across the river in New Jersey. Donnelly with a left foot shot from the point. That goes wide. Dana will collect the rebound as the Sockers now try and get it set up. Guy Newman at the left point. Into the corner for Coker. Addy tries to play to Karam. He's brought down by Mark Antonio. No call. And Jerry Gray now sends Terlecki down the left wing. He's got a partial break. He waits as Newman gets back. Terlecki still with it. Shoots. It's off Gorsuch. Rebound comes down in front of Donnelly. So Gorsuch asserting himself well there after the early goal by DiBernardo, which sometimes will shake you up. But Jimmy, gathering more and more experience, is not going to get rattled by one. Sockers have been behind before and come back, as in game one. Namdar into the New York zone. Being tracked by Vujovic. Takes it to the near wall. Now into the corner, he's bumped by Vujovic. Toe pokes it toward goal, but Bursic with an easy save. The distribution up to Stan Terlecki, who's been a disappointment for New York thus far in this series, was virtually a non-factor in the first 2 games, picking up a grand total of 1 assist. That came in game 2.
I think a key to this game, Randy, is to try to keep Stan Terlecki off his game for at least the first period, because it seems when he's off his game early on, he's not as effective. But if he gets a goal in the first period or plays the way he can, he is a tremendous player.
3:45, the time of that first goal. DiBernardo unassisted. His first of the playoffs. He had 14 in the regular season. Thanks to Gene Wilrich. He moves through the middle and shoots it wide, then goes down. No call on the play. Vujovic hustles after the rebound, has it on the far wall. Wilrich and Dana both there. Banked by Hilkes off the wall. Here's Hilkes, or Wilrich rather, and that left footer goes in the seats for goal kick New York. Gene Wilrich, one of the point leaders in this championship series. He has 3 goals and 1 assist in this series. And I think Alan Mayer probably has a good shot, depending on how he does in these last couple of games, or in this game, at winning the championship series MVP.
No doubt about it. He's played absolutely tremendous, not only in the series, but all throughout the year. And in my opinion, just an outstanding player for us, and certainly deserving of an MVP award if he does get it.
DiBernardo now for New York. They lead 1-0. We're live in the first period. Chico Borja, who scored a goal on Sunday in San Diego. One of New York's fine players, both indoors and out. Ball out of play, and San Diego give up another kick in as Namdar knocked it out. Now it's Borja. Back for DiBernardo. Played in for Borja, but Namdar back on the right side of defense gets that and plays it across for Kevin Crow. The Sockers will start upfield. It is Quinn breaking toward the goal with Dana and V laying back in midfield. Namdar forced under some pressure to play it back for Crow. And Kevin will go to the goalkeeper, Jim Gorsuch. Crowd booing that move, but it's one that is very necessary a lot of times. Here's Dana down the right wing. Tries to play a shot off the wall. Cantor got a piece. Now B looking for it. We have a whistle and a handball against San Diego. Julie B only had 1 assist in game 2, but I guess, Alan, when you score 10 goals and Julie B only has 1 assist in a game, it tells you about the depth of the San Diego lineup.
For sure, but you also got to remember when Julie V's out on the field, he draws players to him that make it easier for the other players to play.
Andrew Parkinson playing a ball behind Chico Borja. He goes back to collect it off the wall. A big carom, and it'll go to Moyers to Jim Gorsuch's right. Moyers back for DiBernardo. The only goal scorer of the game thus far. Left foot ball off the wall. Borja trying to get it in the corner, does. Now in front for Parkinson. He scores.
Chico Borja working very heavily there in the left wing. Centered the ball to an unmarked Andrew Parkinson on the top of the box. Andrew Parkinson makes no mistake, side of the foot into the corner of the net, and he had the goal wide open there and made no mistake on putting in the back of the net.
So Parkinson net one. That's one in front of the San Diego goal, and it's now a 2-0 Cosmo lead here early in period 1. We've only played about 6.5 minutes. Julie V from the kickoff, losing it again as the Cosmos have taken it away straight after their goal both times now. Kozic deep for New York. And on the boards for Moyers. Stolen in midfield by Quinn, and now V's got it across the line. Plays it in for Quinn, right on goal. Persic with a good save, but a great pass by Julie V to Brian Quinn. And Persic saves it there. Now good distribution out to midfield for Vujovic. He'll send it wide left for Moyers, who seems to be getting some room early in this game. His shot blocked by Gorsuch, who makes the hand save down low. And Quinn will leave it for Martin Donnelly.
Cosmos are looking like a different team here today, Randy. They're out there hustling up and down the field and playing a lot more aggressively here at home than they did on the road against us in San Diego.
Well, the problem with these small crowds is they lull the Sockers to sleep sometimes. Here's Terlecki on a steal to Vujovic. Down the wing, off the post and back out. Lucky break for Gorsuch there. It was nearly 3-0. And he shakes his head as Perez brings it back to midfield for San Diego. Across the midfield area to the right for Jerry O'Kane. O'Kane plays it out of the corner boards. And out in front, it's Kozic getting it, Parkinson rather, to the red line. Donnelly keeps it in. He fakes the shot, goes around Parkinson, leaves it for Perez. Into V. Julie waits too long for his shot. It's blocked by Terlecki. Perez will steal it once more. Takes a shot right at goal. Donnelly was in front, couldn't find the rebound. They clear it to the red line. Terlecki has a breakaway. He'll come down the right side. V hustling back. Terlecki makes his move right at the goal, and wide is the shot by Gray. And V will bring it back up the wing as the Cosmos are all over the Sockers here early. They lead 2-0. V in front for Perez. The shot is blocked. The rebound comes out to the top of the area, and Cantor will get it for New York. That last goal by Parkinson, the assist to Borja at 6:47. Fourth of the playoffs for Parkinson. Here's Terlecki, a shot that's blocked out of play for corner kick. 5:58 to go here in the first period on the Video Library scoreboard. It's the Cosmos 2 and the Sockers nothing. Corner kick New York to the right of Gorsuch. They lead 2-0. Terlecki, a blast. That's way wide. Mark Antonio will get the rebound back for DiBernardo. Goals early in this game by New York from DiBernardo and Parkinson, as they take a very impressive 2-0 lead on the two-time champion Sockers, hoping to sweep this series tonight, but they've got a job ahead of them now. This New York team obviously haven't given up on this series, despite the fact that they openly admit San Diego's the best team they've seen. Mark Antonio up to the red line. A ball headed out by Kevin Crow, and we have a kick in coming up for the Sockers. Borja, a fine star for New York outdoors for a number of seasons now, really coming into his own indoors this year. He's been a big difference in as much as they finished in second place. Borja with a great amount of skill. He's very good with his moves as we witnessed in San Diego, a movie put on to get a goal on Sunday night. He can change speed very quickly. He's got that quick shift. He'll just change gears on you and go right by you. Carmine Marcantonio for New York. Up the right wing for Steve Moyers. But Wilrich gets that away, and now the Sockers will start out from their own zone. Kevin Crowe up to the red line for Dana. Man-to-man defense played by the Cosmos as Wilrich comes down the wing. Marcantonio tried to clear it. Dana a shot. Wilrich on the rebound. It comes back out off the wall as he hit it on the half volley. That's the shot that went in game one, but not now. Vujovic playing it in for Borja, but Gorsuch will clear that up for Addy Coker. Good play by Gorsuch coming out of his goal. Sockers 4-on-2 as Coker plays it to Crowe. Kevin off the wall, and it's tipped away. And Moyers will have it. A chance for New York to exploit on the counterattack, and they do. Vujovic with Borja. Played it wide right, but too far for Chico. Tries to get his own pass off the wall. Does. They score.
No goal, Randy. Referee has said that Chico Borja obstructed Jimmy Gorsuch when he went in to make the save.
No goal. And now they whistle it down again.
I think Randy will, where Chico Borja knocks the ball against the boards around Kevin Crowe, traps it down, gets into Jimmy Gorsuch, and as Jimmy was going for the ball, knocked the ball out of his hand. The referee called a foul on Chico Borja, and they are now in the referee's box discussing it, deciding whether it's a goal or not, and I believe that they will say it's a foul on the Cosmos.
Well, it indeed has been disallowed. So that's a break for the Sockers, still 2-0. Our senior referee tonight is Gordon Aerosmith. The referee, Peter Johnson.
Chico Borja goes against the wall, and he brings the ball down on his side, and just the ball gets away from him, gets away from Jimmy Gorsuch, and Borja just pushes the ball in the side of the net. A call against the New York Cosmos that was kind of very, very questionable at best.
Gorsuch never had possession of that ball. It should have been a goal. So the Cosmos are robbed there. It's still 2-0, though, with 4:05 to go in the first period. Now a San Diego steal. It is Namdar at the red line. To his right for Donnelly. Back for Cha-Cha. He looks at goal and shoots it in the seats. 3:57 to go here in the first period on our video library scoreboard. Sockers trailing New York 2-0. Cosmos continue to dominate this game. 2-0 they lead here with 4 minutes to go in period one as it's played into the San Diego zone for Moyers. Namdar, the defender, back as Steve brings it back now from the red line. He's fouled by Quinn as he played it back across the line. That's inopportune. And we have a kick in coming up for New York. Marcantonio from center, setting it up the right wing. This is Parkinson as the Cosmos lead by 2. Pushed by Donnelly, then goes down, and Marty's going to get called on the foul.
Martin Donnelly against the board just knocks Parkinson to the ground and just gave away a free kick there, which the Cosmos did really nothing with.
Johan Arnio watching from the bench, filling the spot left vacant by Ron Newman's absence tonight. Last time he missed a game was back on February 2nd of last season in 1983 in the MISL. That was also in New York, but against the Arrows. Sockers won the game he missed, and then a couple of nights later played in Baltimore and lost. That was under the coaching of interim man Volkmar Gross, who ran the club for a couple of games, and now Arnio in charge of things. Gorsuch now getting set to put it into play for San Diego. Up the right wing. Plays the ball up for Quinn. He can't get it. And now Moyers as the Cosmos get a break again. Sockers defense gets back. Moyers still controlling all the way back to the red line. Shakes off Quinn. But Bryant comes back again, and finally Donnelly kicks it over 3 lines. Sockers broadcast here on KUSI and Kogo. We're brought to you in part by Budweiser. Enjoy the cool, clear taste of the king of beers. And a reminder to Sockers fans enjoying tonight's final action all over Southern California, this Bud's for you. 2-0 Cosmos lead here in Game 3 of the NASL Championship Series. San Diego with a 2-0 lead in this series, but Cosmos early threatening to force a 4th game tomorrow night. Here's Terlecki, a drive. That just missed the far post by inches. Comes out to the point. Coker fighting for it with Marcantonio. Addy pinned along the boards, and they'll give the foul against New York.
Mark Antonio going in very hard against the boards with Addy Coker, pushing him into almost the Sockers bench there, and a foul against the Cosmos.
Wilrich will take it out on the free kick, loses it, but V comes on late to get it back. Tries to feed Perez, but Jerry Gray breaks that up for New York. He'll come to the red line for the Cosmos. Tries to make a turn, lost it to Donnelly, who gave it right back to Vujovic. Vujovic, who was dressed but did not play in game 2 because of an alleged ankle injury. But I wonder. Eddie Fermanti may have just been benching him because of some rather poor play in game 1. Perez, trouble getting around big Vujovic, and number 11 for New York will get possession back for Repik Kozic. Now up for Vujovic. Across the red line, setting up Jerry Gray in the slot. He'll wind up. Gorsuch the save, but he gave up the rebound. Namdar will get it in the corner, plays it back in front for Perez. Hugo with the hat trick in game 2 on Sunday to V. Julie setting it up the right wing side now for Kevin Crow. Crow into the corner for Perez. Hugo bumped by Jerry Gray, no foul, as Terlecki gets it back for Jerry Gray. They see Stan Terlecki, a star this past outdoor season with Golden Bay, and before that, an indoor sensation with the Pittsburgh Spirit. Signed on with New York after Golden Bay released him. Wanted too much money. Plays it back into midfield. Dan Cantor, one of the finest defenders in this country, American-born. Playing it in for Borja. He gets it free from Namdar. Now along the corner. He bumps Crow. Should have been a foul there, but they let the play go on as Namdar feeds it through for Perez. And the Sockers will try to get things going here again as Hugo brings it to center. Nice pass for Namdar. Cha-Cha kind of quit on it as it went into the corner, and DiBernardo got there first, but he gives it away to Crow. Now to the right point for Wilrich. Gene moving it on Cantor. Goes wide right on him. Plays it off the wall. It was very near Julie V as Dana traps it down now in the high slot. Off to the left point for Crow. Crow looking for V in front. Julie jockeying for position. Crow plays it back for O'Kane. Now over the right side for Wilrich. Gene takes a low drive. That'll go weak and wide. And DiBernardo will clear it to midfield. O'Kane then playing it back for Gorsuch as the Sockers still haven't shown any signs of breaking out of this early slump in this game. Now Wilrich, a nice move by Vujovic. Continues down the wing and a shot right on goal. Bursic handling that one and quickly sending it up for Terlecki. Nice play by Terlecki. Blows right by Jerry O'Kane. Oh, and Gorsuch with a save as it rolled toward the goal. Borja pushing off O'Kane now, but they give the advantage. Here comes V as the period ends. And the score at the end of the first 15 minutes here on the Kobe Sports Arena Swap Meet scoreboard. It's the New York Cosmos 2 and the Sockers nothing. We're back live at the Meadowlands. The Cosmos with a 2-0 lead. David Bursic with not a whole lot of work in that first period. Alan Mayers. The Sockers were outshot 9-5. Obviously, they've got a big job ahead of them here to get back in.
For sure, the score indicates Cosmo up 2-0, but really they could be up 3 or 4-0 with any luck at all for the Cosmos point. Soccer's going to have to tighten up a little bit more and come back the way they can. The Sockers are a very good come-from-behind team, and I think that with the character that this team has and has showed in the past, will come back into the game.
Sockers now defending the goal to our left as we're underway in the second period. Hilkes on this opening shift of period 2. Ball coming into midfield. Donnelly kicks it way out of play. I think he was trying to bank it off the corner for Addy Coker, and it'll come back as New York ball. Eddie Fermanti, very successful indoor coach in years gone by. For a couple of seasons, he was a head coach with the New York Cosmos, of course, for many years outdoors. He won 2 championships here at Giant Stadium, won another outdoor championship with Tampa, and also captured the NASL's 12-team indoor tournament with Tampa back in 1976, and coached the indoor Montreal Manique for a season in 81-82. He's got lots of experience both indoors and out. On the New York kick-in. Played to center, intercepted by Hilkes. He'll head it to the wall, and Quinn plays it nicely, but he pushed off Jerry Gray, and they blow it down. New York ball. There's a shot out of play, and that'll be a goal kick for Jim Gorsuch with 14:13 to go in the first half of play. 2-0. Parkinson has one of the New York goals. An easy one right in front that he blasted over Gorsuch's left shoulder, or right shoulder rather. And New York scored another goal that was disallowed, but from our vantage point looked to be a good goal. The Sockers will hold indoor and outdoor sessions of Camp Kick for soccer players of all ages in the next couple of weeks. The camps will be held at the El Cajon Skate Palace and outdoor camps at USIU. If you'd like more information about Camp Kick, call Ernie Denise at the Sockers office at 280-GOAL. Be looking, too, for the special brochure on the Sockers live-in camp planned for this summer at USIU. Bursich with the ball inside the penalty area. And he rolled out of the box after pouncing on top of it. Are they going to give San Diego a free kick here? I'm wondering. I think they will.
Referee has called a handball on David Bursich. David Bursich went down for the save, and Lawrence Hilkins came in, gave him a little nudge, and Bursich went rolling over, anticipating a call by the referee.
Coker back for Quinn. His left footer off the side of his foot. But he tracks down the rebound. Good job by Quinn. Now in front for Coker. Addy lost it in his feet. There's Hilkes banking it off the wall, and that'll come back for Bursich from the defender, Kozik. And now up for Steve Moyers. You know, on Sunday night, Alan, that ball is in for Addy Coker, and I think a lot has to do with playing in front of that San Diego crowd. Here's Quinn on another steal for the Sockers. Plays it back to the red line for O'Kane. Sockers need a goal here to get back in this in a hurry. That time it's blocked. Gray with a nice ball down the wing for Moyers. Oh, and that's going to be a 2-minute penalty to Jerry O'Kane. I don't know why he did that, Alan.
Well, he tried to go in for the ball, Randy, but he just caught Stevie Moyer's legs and knocked him down.
So Kane is going to go off for 2 minutes. And what the Sockers did not need right now is to be down by a man, and O'Kane very obviously bringing Moyers down. Power play coming up. We have 13:18 to go here in the second period on the Video Library scoreboard. Sockers trailing the Cosmos 2-0. As the Cosmos get set for their power play, the only redeeming factor out of it is that they are 0 for 6 so far on the power play, as Jerry O'Kane gets 2 minutes for tripping at 1:42. So for the penalty killing unit for San Diego, Wilrich, Newman, Namdar and Crow, Borja, Gray, DeMatteis, Moyers and Terlecki on the power play as a shot from the point goes off Crow and comes back to Borja. Moving in from the red line, plays it off to his left for Gray. He'll crank this one. That just goes off the crossbar high and into the seats. And now a kick in San Diego. New York on a power play. The penalty to O'Kane, and there's still 1:39 to go. And the penalty to O'Kane. And now a dangerous ball by Chico Borja in midfield as Guy Newman came racing down for a short-handed attack. They give the free kick to the Sockers. Wilrich now on this shift. He'll kick it all the way back to Gorsuch. Sockers penalty killing thus far in the playoffs. They killed off 75%, only allowed 2 power play goals in 8 situations. Wilrich gets caught deep with Newman. Back come the Cosmos. DeMatteis, who had 2 goals on Sunday, cuts it back for Gray. Good sliding effort by Wilrich, then gets his own rebound. He's with Namdar. He'll run it up the right wing. Terlecki on him. Wilrich has got some room here. If he can get a shot away, he will, I believe. Over to Namdar. He scores! Cha-cha with a short-handed goal. Oh, that's a big one, Allen, as it puts the Sockers to within a goal. Namdar catching the Cosmos flat-footed.
Boy, Gene Willich did unbelievable magic on that, Randy, bringing the ball all the way down the wing, opening, seeing Cha-Cha Namdar wide open at the far post there, pushed it to him, and Cha-Cha made no mistake at all, pushing the back of the net. This is exactly what San Diego needed. We had to get on the board before the Cosmos put another point on the board, and now a 2-1 game, although we are still shorthanded, will give a big lift for the San Diego Sockers.
A big goal for Namdar, shorthanded. It's now 2-1, still a minute to go in the penalty to O'Kane. Now the Cosmos still on the power play. Borja up the middle, a shot blocked by Quinn. He's got to break away if he can catch it. Down the field he goes. Terlecki coming in to break it up. Quinn's shot just wide. Rebound to Namdar. He's alone, takes a drive, blocked. Kevin Crow will get the rebound at the red line, and he should do some penalty killing here, and he will. Good play by Crow to go back for Gorsuch as they got another shot on goal as the Cosmos are having real troubles on this power play. Now Coker goes down in midfield, clipped by Gray, no call on the play. It comes back now down the left side. Gray has Moyers at the top of the box, but Terlecki will take it, shoot it just high above Gorsuch, who didn't even move. The rebound comes down to Gray at the left point. 18 seconds left in the power play for New York. Now Terlecki at the right side, lobbing it to the edge of the box. Gray's drive deflects on a play.
So they got Gary Gray on the left-hand side there, Randy, and also Stan Terlecki on the right side. One has a very strong left foot, the other has a strong right foot. And Jerry Gray showed you there why he's there. He just made a nice hard shot, which was deflected out for a corner kick.
It'll be to Gorsuch's right as he sees it. Gray getting set for this corner kick with 10 seconds to go in the New York power play. Sockers are vulnerable here on dead ball situations. They have been all year. Gray out to Terlecki. His drive wide. Rebound comes back out to Boyers. He'll send it over to Borja. Nice backheel ball to Gray. In front and nearly put into the net by Donnelly, but he deflected it wide. Now Coker over to Quinn. Jerry O'Kane is wide open on the right side as he came out of the box, but Bursic will get to it first. I don't think Quinn knew O'Kane was that wide open on that other side. So the Sockers get a goal. Nearly scored two shorthanded. It's 2-1 as the penalty to O'Kane's expired. Ball back to Bursic now as both teams change on the go and try and get those offensive units back out onto the field. Carmine Marcantonio, one of the ex-Montreal Manique players in this series. There's a number of them. Vujovic for New York, also from that club. Of course, Brian Quinn for the Sockers. Terlecki's drive, blocked by Kaz Dana. The rebound comes back out to Vujovic. Now Terlecki, back to Vujovic. Nice wall pass. Out of the corner. He makes his move, doesn't shoot. Now a drive. Gorsuch, great save at the short post. Big rebound comes out to Terlecki. He's forced into midfield. Coker goes for it, but it's back to Marcantonio. Now Kozik with 10:21 to go in the half. Up for Wilrich, but he'll backheel it into the middle for Donnelly. Marty starting upfield now with Coker, and Dana's off to his left. Right up the middle, Donnelly. Over to Dana. His shot right at goal. Bursic, good hand save. Now a lob into the corner. Vujovic will get there for that one. He sends it upfield for Terlecki. Trapped down, and he takes on Jerry O'Kane. Stops, lets Donnelly go by, then Borja cruises in. Terlecki still with it. He'll get a shot away here. Gorsuch, good save, and comes right back out to Dana. And Jimmy is starting to really assert himself here now, Alan.
Yes, that was a great save, Randy. Terlecki in the middle of the box. When he hits it with his right foot, it really travels, and Jimmy came up big on that.
Here's Wilrich, a driving scores! Gene Wilrich, and we're tied. Oh, lovely left foot ball, and just as quickly as the Cosmos took the lead, San Diego comes roaring back, and the players are up on the bench.
Big save by Jimmy Gorsuch coming back out to Gene Wilrich in the top of the box. Gene Wilrich just hammers it with his left foot and puts it past the surprise David Bursic there. Again, Gene Wilrich playing absolutely fantastic soccer, and just a tremendous goal for the Sockers, and a very big one now because it evens the score here of the game.
Fourth goal of the championship series for Gene Wilrich, and oh, how quickly the tide will turn. It's now 2-2, and we're here in period 2. As the Sockers come roaring back. First, the shorthanded goal, Namdar from Wilrich at 2:37. And then Wilrich getting the tire. DiBernardo is shot off the wall, and it'll bounce out of play for a San Diego kick in. Gorsuch gets the assist after the save. And the time of the goal, 5:16. So Wilrich's 7th playoff goal and his 4th goal in this series. We talked about Gene being a big factor offensively in this series. That's his 2nd point tonight, and the Sockers only have 2 goals. Now Gorsuch with the ball at the edge of his penalty area, looking up front for V or Quinn. Long ball will not go over 3 lines. Quinn gets it at the far boards. Working on Gray, who kicks but misses. Quinn then gives it away, but Perez will get it back for San Diego. He'll turn to get away from Gray, now cut down the field. He's got Quinn and V with him. Perez trying to go around Cantor unsuccessfully, but gives it up to V. V going by Cantor, now laying it off for Kevin Crow at the right point. Crow off the wall, looking for Perez. At the side, he kicked it out behind. Bursic comes to the corner now. Crow, nice turn. He's got V in front. They score! Kevin Crow banked it in off of Cosmo. What a comeback. The Sockers have taken the lead.
Beautiful move, Randy, by Kevin Crow, going upfield, coming back down, changing directions here, brings it in and knocks it across, hits Dan Counter and goes into Dan Counter's own goal there. Kevin Crow, just an outstanding move and putting it in the back of the net to give us a 3-2 lead.
My, Kevin Crow, who has just had a super second half to the season, gets his first goal of this series, his 3rd of the playoffs at 6:25. That should be unassisted. And it's now 3-2 San Diego. They trail 2-0 very early in this game. From the kickoff now, it's down the left wing as the Cosmos now in a come-from-behind situation. Who would have thought it early in this game? Good defense there by Quinn as he gets it back to Gorsuch. The pass upfield, but Gorsuch was looking for Hilkes to cut in front. Instead, Borja gets to it first. But what a roaring comeback for San Diego. 8:09 to go in this first half. We're live at the Meadowlands. And these fans here are, I would think, in somewhat of a state of semi-shock because the Sockers in a matter of moments, just showed New York's fans here what the indoor game is all about, how quickly it can change. They will give an assist to Hugo Perez, despite the fact that the ball was banked in off Cantor. 6:25, the goal for Crow, his third of the playoffs from Perez. Now Quinn, up at his own red line. Bumped by Parkinson, gets the ball left wing for Lawrence Hilkes. He steps on it, then plays it over to Wilrich at the far side. Wilrich will take it downfield. V trailing on the play. Gene, a left foot shot on the rebound. It'll come to Parkinson, but V was just steps behind if it got away from him. Now Moyers for New York. Comes to center with Borja breaking upfield. Good defense as Dana gets back that time to track a ball down. They'll just clear it to center as the Sockers get reorganized. Angelo DiBernardo bringing it down the right point side for New York. I think this one could shape up into a real seesaw effort. Both these teams with lots of offense. New York had the highest scoring team in the league during the regular season. Borja losing it. Here's Wilrich. He's got V with him. Makes a nice turn in his own zone. Sends it up for Crow. V down the left wing. The pass right to Julie. Oh, and Bursic, a great save as it goes out of play. Julie hit that perfectly, and Bursic comes up with a big stop. 6:46 to go here in the second period. On the Video Library scoreboard, now the Sockers 3 and the Cosmos 2. Corner kick for San Diego. Julie V right at goal. It skimmed off the high glass. Now banked back in front, but Bursic will handle this. He sends it upfield for Terlecki. Good job by Namdar to track that down. And this big group of San Diego supporters below us to our left enjoying this comeback. Wilrich bumped off the ball just as he was about to shoot, but Namdar will get the rebound and send it to center for Donnelly. Over to Dana. Kazi waiting, playing it back to center. Jim Gorsuch with the ball now at the top of the San Diego penalty area. 3-2, Sockers on top. Hope you're enjoying our live simulcast on KUSI TV and KOGO News Radio in San Diego. Game 3 of the championship series. Sockers have a chance to wrap up their third consecutive title tonight. Here in New York, they're talking about the Islanders' drive for 5. This is the Sockers' spree for 3. Dana, nice ball up for V. Julie gives it right to Terlecki, but then comes back to try and steal it away from the Polish star. Can't, and now Vujovic has it. V really determined to get this one back after he gave it away, and he'll get a foul. That's one part about Julie's game, Alan, that's really improved in the second half of the season. He's not getting those unnecessary penalties, the yellow cards and the red cards. He's really tamed down his act considerably.
Yes, indeed. He's coming back to play a lot more defense than he had in the past, and I think, really, Randy, that's a good reason why the Sockers have been so successful here in the playoffs.
Borja plays it off the end wall, ran into Donnelly. They give no foul. Say Chico took a dive that time. Namdar's got it in the corner to the left of his goal. He'll play it back for Gorsuch. Gave it away to Borja. Luckily, it came off Chico, and Gorsuch gets it up for Donnelly. Now 5:09 to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a very up-close look at Julie V. A visit with his new bride. That's all coming up at halftime. Here's Jerry Gray on a break. Gorsuch, good job to come out and cut off the angle. Sends the kick back into midfield. Dan Cantor has it now for New York. They trail 3-2. We're live at the Meadowlands. Terlecki on the left wing, moving it on V. Good movement. Back for Gray, and a drifting shot goes wide to the right of Gorsuch. Wilrich bumped by Cantor and Gray. They'll give a foul, and it's against San Diego.
I think what we're going to have, Randy, is that Dan Cantor came in from behind, and Jerry Gray also knocked Gene Wilrich down to the ground. They've called a foul against the Cosmo player there, and we have a free kick for the San Diego Sockers.
4:40 to go in the period. And we have Julie V talking it over with the official. We'll take a break. 4:40 to go in the second period on our Video Library scoreboard. Sockers still leading the Cosmos 3-2. If you haven't been watching San Diego's 51 weekdays at 5, you've been missing out on the adventures of Batman and Robin, starring Adam West and Burt Ward. Weekdays at 5 here on KUSI TV, San Diego's 51. Wilrich a drive right off the free kick. Bursic handled that. A high ball comes down into the New York penalty area. 3-2. Cosmos trailing now after they led 2-0 early in the game. Moyers now fouled by Brian Quinn, and a free kick for New York.
Brian Quinn did something very smart there, Randy. He went in when he made the tackle against Moyers. Referee blew the whistle, and Brian went to hold his ankle as though he got hurt too and avoided a 2-minute penalty.
Jerry Gray on a free kick for New York behind the red line. Kicked it right at Julie V, but it comes back to Rafik Kozik. Dan Cantor, left foot ball, top of the box for Parkinson. Dana heads that away from the front of the area. And now it's back for DiBernardo. To Gray. Another stab by Dana. This one comes out of play. And we will have New York ball on a kick in as Dana comes up. Good shift for Kazi. He's playing some ferocious defense. Did well in this building last time the Sockers played here when they won 8-5 in the regular season in their only visit to the Meadowlands. Prior to that, they lost at Madison Square Garden. The Sockers Awards Banquet coming up, sponsored by the Garters Booster Club, will be Sunday, May the 27th. If you'd like more information on how you can attend the awards banquet, call the Sockers at 280-GOAL. Quinn with a pass up for Hugo Perez. He will stop it in midfield, get some help from Quinn back of the play, and now Kevin Crow on the left side. Back for Quinn on the right point. Sockers with that awesome attack from both sides. Quinn and Wilrich patrolling the right side, Perez from that left side. And don't forget the likes of V and Coker and Dana. Really adds up to some great offense. Marcantonio in the corner now, fighting with Perez and Coker. Hugo brought down Marcantonio, no foul, and Jerry Gray will bring it up for New York. For Andrew Parkinson, Crow steps in front of him and plays it back very calmly to Gorsuch. Jim will roll it up now for Hugo. Perez to Quinn. Well taken down the left side. Quinn cuts into the middle, runs into Steve Moyers. I'll send Parkinson back downfield. 3-2 Sockers lead as Parkinson brings it up the right wing. Shot right at goal. Gorsuch gobbles that one up off the carpet as Borja was looking for rebound. Perez, beautiful ball, right on the run to Quinn. Now Kevin Crow to the left point. He'll wait as Quinn goes off. Wilrich comes on. Gene with 2 points tonight on a goal and an assist. Newman, nice long searching ball for Kevin Crow. Takes it with the chest, under pressure from Moyers, plays it for Wilrich. Gene pointing to the right point. Waits for Newman to make a run from midfield. Now sets it up for Guy. He hit it right on goal. Bursic the save. Coker on the rebound, and that'll come off of Bursic out of play for another San Diego kick-in. And Bursic is all of a sudden a very busy goalkeeper. In the first period when the Cosmos came out of the gate breathing fire, he didn't have a whole lot to do. Now it's a different story. San Diego just one shot away. Cosmos leading in shots 15-14 through this point. From the free kick, it'll come all the way back to Jim Gorsuch with 2:20 to go in the first half of play. Stick around for halftime. We'll visit with Julie V. Marcantonio into midfield, but again, Perez tracks that down, and this New York offense seems to be kind of breaking down under this San Diego onslaught. Perez to Newman. Shot blocked. The rebound. Coker goes up in the air. A dangerous kick. Tried by Wilrich. We have a whistle. Let's see if it's a penalty. There was a dangerous play in the penalty area, and they're going to give a free kick.
It'll be an indirect free kick, Randy, right inside the box. It's called a dangerous play there.
So here's the free kick. Indirect, that means it cannot go in from the shooter. He cannot put it in goal, although it could hit another player and go in and be legal. Wilrich, right at goal, and hit a defender and just went wide. Nearly turned out to be the scenario we suggested of it going in off a defender. Gorsuch now all the way up to the red line. Brought down by Vujovic. Gorsuch hanging on to him. And we're going to have a 2-minute penalty to Jim Gorsuch, but that's a good penalty. He had to do that, Alan. He gambled, and he had to bring down Vujovic, and Jimmy Strong, he held on to big number 11.
Yes, indeed. Jimmy was playing with the ball, got beaten a little bit there. Vujovic had possession of the ball. Jimmy did the very smart thing by holding Vujovic. And actually what should happen here, Randy, I don't know if the referee will call it, but it should be a shootout penalty. Very rarely in the NASL do we have a shootout penalty, but for sure Jimmy Gorsuch's going off for 2. Well, he won't go off, but San Diego will be played a man short for the next 2 minutes. But in essence, it should be called a shootout penalty, which means the Cosmos would get a shot from the penalty versus Jimmy Gorsuch one-on-one.
I think they're going to give one, Alan.
Yes, indeed. It appears like they will do. And what happens here, Randy, is we'll have the shooter who will probably be either Stan Terlecki or Vujovic. Probably Vujovic. He's got great skill coming in one-on-one. and he'll have 5 seconds to put the ball past Jimmy Gorsuch, and it can hit a rebound, it can go anywhere, but 5 seconds the ball to go in the back of the net.
What's the key on this situation quickly, Alan, for the goalie?
To come out, cut the angle down quickly, and force the shooter into what he does not want to do. And by the way, Jimmy Gorsuch is very good in these situations.
All right, so this is a shootout attempt after the breakaway was interrupted by Gorsuch, and very much in the way that hockey does the same thing. If a player has a clear breakaway and is brought down, then a penalty goal is given, penalty shot. This will be a shootout attempt. Now, if Vujovic misses, Julie V will still have to serve 2 minutes for Gorsuch's penalty. But if Vujovic scores, V comes out of the box. It will be Dragan Vujovic. One-on-one with Jim Gorsuch. It's 3-2 San Diego. They're getting set for the shootout attempt. Here's Vujovic. Moves to the top of the penalty area. Gorsuch goes down. He's got it! Vujovic blew it. Rolled it right into the goalkeeper, and Gorsuch didn't even really have to make a save there, Alan, as Vujovic misplayed the whole thing.
Again, Randy, you'll see Jimmy coming off his line very fast, like we suggested. He comes in, and Vujovic misses the ball as Jimmy Gorsuch goes down. Jimmy went in with his legs to protect the ball. A very good save, and a big save by Jimmy Gorsuch, and it proved to be a nice play when he tackled Vujovic going in on that breakaway a minute ago.
So now Julie V will serve 2 minutes for Jim Gorsuch's penalty for holding at 13-13. V's in the box. Cosmos on a power play. Jerry Gray a shot that Quinn blocks and then clears into midfield. Last time Cosmos were on a power play, San Diego scored. A shorthanded goal. Chico Borja at the red line. Playing it up for Moyers. Guy Newman goes into the corner hard. Rolls it to Gorsuch. Got loose. Vujovic kicking at it. Gorsuch's got it. Crow was there to save it as well. And Gorsuch will now send it to Brian Quinn, who kicks a high ball into the seat. So now there's a minute 15 and a half, but a minute 28 in the penalty. So unless New York scores, Sockers will start out the third period a man down. But just the fact that Gorsuch stops the shootout attempt is a big moral lift for the penalty killing unit. They've got a real reason now to kill this off. Jerry Gray banks one off the wall. It was a good ball, but Terlecki didn't anticipate it well enough. Now he lobs a high shot over to Gray. He can't get it on the header. It comes off the lip of the glass. Brian Quinn fighting for it. Comes back out of the zone with 50 seconds in the half. Borja across the red line. In front for DeMatteis. Here's a drive that just goes high from Terlecki. Jerry Gray on the rebound to Borja. His left footer, that's wide. In front, Moyers with a chance. Makes the turn, Crow kicked it out. Now Gray to Borja again. Shoots, scores. Jim Gorsuch screened out that time, Alan, by the New York forwards, who really bunched up in front of the San Diego goal.
Chico Borja took the ball on the top of the box, came down in, took a left-footed shot, and Jim Gorsuch was completely screened out by Steve Moyers, who just parked himself in front of the goal. That is the job of Steve Moyers to make Jimmy Gorsuch's sight very, very difficult, and in that particular play, it worked out for the New York Cosmos.
So Borja ties it up. It's now 3-3 with 31 seconds to go in this first half of play, and it's been a wild one. Game 3 of the NASL Championship Series live from the Meadowlands. Gene Wilrich up for Dana. Kazzy over to Wilrich. His shot just wide. Rebound down to Dana. He waits. 12 seconds in the period. A shot comes off a leg. Sockers will have to hurry here. Play back to center for O'Kane. He'll roll it all the way to the Gorsuch. And that will likely end things for this period. Jimmy's three-line ball as the buzzer sounds. And the score at the end of the second period here on the Kobe Sports Arena Swap Meet scoreboard. It's the Sockers 3 and the Cosmos 3.
We're back at halftime of the 1984 North American Soccer League Indoor Soccer Championship Finals, Game 3. This is Soccer Rewind. I'm Ken Tomash. And by the way, if you like soccer and you like retro, you like what we're doing here, this might be the channel for you. Give us a like, subscribe, drop a comment below, and let's have some fun together. It'll be great. Help spread the word as well. Okay, so 3-3 at the half, and Kevin Crow joins us again now here at halftime. Kevin, you guys were down early, 2-0 in the first quarter, which is not much in indoor, but what was the mood? You talked in the pregame show about how you guys never really got too high or too low, but they get 2, and they're a powerful team, and they had a chance for more.
Yeah, they did, and we knew, indoor soccer, the average score is probably 5-4 or 6-3 or something like that. So we knew more goals were going to come, but we just always believed in ourselves. We believed in our talent. We knew it was very difficult with the offensive power that we had, that they were going to be held in check for a complete game. Luckily we just didn't panic. You need a couple breaks to go your way sometimes, right? We got a shorthanded goal, and they missed a one-on-one kind of thing with the keeper, who, again, Jimmy Gorsuch did a fantastic job during this game and during the whole season.
You mentioned that sequence, and that's probably the key to the first half. They get a disallowed goal, a controversial call when Chico Borja kicked the ball out of Gorsuch's hands, or Gorsuch may not have had total control of it. It may have been a fine goal, but in any case, it didn't stand. And you guys were great that year on the penalty kill, 71% penalty kills, but then you get that shorthanded one, then you get another one to tie it at 2. That seemed to be a big momentum swing for you.
No, I think it was. We didn't. We've always told our players were pretty good about being disciplined and not getting 2-minute penalties and things like that, and having to play a man down. But we didn't panic when we did that, because we always knew we called ourselves a no goal patrol. So we were 4 against your 5. And we took a lot of pride in not only trying to not allow you to score, but taking advantage of going forward. We had talented players that still wanted to go forward and challenge themselves to see if they could score shorthanded. And we were very fortunate to be able to do that. Cha-Cha, I think, was the one that was able to put it in. It was just a great execution by him.
And obviously, anybody on the floor in the indoor game can get into the offensive attack. You were not primarily, you were a defender, but you did get the tie-breaking goal here. Let's take a look at that now, and you walk us through this.
Yeah, you're in the corner. I'm looking for the one on the far post there. I think that was Hugo. I was not trying to score. I was trying to put it through the legs of the defender, because he was in a good position, to his credit, and I could not get it across to I think it was Hugo on the far post there. And luckily I got credit for the goal, but it was a deflection that went in.
And those things will happen in indoor. That is just the way it goes, obviously. But maybe fluky, maybe not. But anyway, you're up 3-2 at that point. They come back and tie it. Now, most of the time you were up at the half during this season, and actually throughout the dynasty, there weren't a whole lot of times where you were down at halftime. Can you remember what was said, what the mood was at halftime with a 3-3 game and 30 minutes to play for a title?
I think the mood was the experienced players, the Julie V's, the Gene Woolriches, the Kaz Danas. Those guys had so much experience. They knew we were in this game, and that we needed to take it. They didn't have a great home field advantage, because the Cosmos at that time did not have huge attendance on the indoor side. So we wanted to take advantage of that while we were there. And, we didn't start out the best, but we finished pretty strong. And then the second half was going to be ours. So it was more players talking to each other than anything really necessarily strategically, as I remember.
All righty. So as we head back out to the Meadowlands now for the second half of the third game of the 1984 NASL Indoor Finals, it's 3-3 between the Cosmos and Sockers, and San Diego is 30 minutes from their third consecutive indoor title. Let's see how it plays out, and then Kevin and I will return at the conclusion.
Come back to the Meadowlands. It is a 3-3 tie. We are just underway with third period action live from New Jersey, as the Sockers attempt to sweep this championship series, leading 2-0. In this game, they trailed 2-0 at one point, but came roaring back. And now, Martin Donnelly with possession for San Diego. This is traditionally the Sockers' weakest period, Alan, and I'm sure Johan Arnio talked to his players about that. In the break, they've obviously got to try and get away from their traditional slump here after the halftime break.
Yes, and I think what it's going to take is just a few minutes of getting involved in the game, and Sockers will do well here, I think.
Jerry Gray for New York cuts across the front of the slot, leaves it for Rafik Kozik, and it goes back off of him to Woolrich, and now Kaz Dana has it. Kazzy across the red line to the right wing for Quinn. His shot, oh, and he just missed as Bursic went down. Bryant drifted 1 inch wide. Rebound comes out to Gray. He'll send it up the wing for Kozik. Across the red line comes Rafik Kozik taking on Kevin Crow. Can't get by him. Draws it back out. It comes off of O'Kane. And he comes charging in on Jerry Gray. The ball back for Jimmy Gorsuch. Crow back of the red line. looking for somebody upfield. He gets some space between himself and O'Kane and then plays it back for Gorsick. Small crowd here in New York for Game 3 of this championship series. They've been averaging about 4,000 or 5,000 for most of the year. One only wonders what kind of situation it might have been had this series been San Diego and Chicago. I think this is actually much more in soccer's favor as far as this home field advantage for New York not being as great with the small crowds. Here's V trying to get past 3 Cosmo defenders. He loses it to Vujovic. He'll send it up for Terlecki. One-on-one with Crow. Back to Vujovic, right at Gorsick. He bobbles it, but gets it back. I thought Vujovic may have carried it in a little further there, Alan. He knocked that one from quite a good bit out. Here's Guy Newman down the right wing for San Diego now. Goes into a slide as he attempts a shot. DiBernardo's down and hurt, and we have a foul against San Diego. And again, for being the Soccer's guest at halftime, we'd like to present Mr. and Mrs. B with a $50 gift certificate to Willie's Restaurant Bakery, located in the Sports Arena Shopping Center next to the Man Theaters. Next time you're at a sports event at the arena, visit Willie's and tell them the Soccer sent you. You'll receive a free scoop of Haagen-Dazs ice cream on each slice of pie you purchase. The offer is valid through the end of April. 3-3 tie still here. We are live in period 3. Brian Quinn at the red line to his right for Guy Newman. Now Kevin Crow. He'll play it to Wilrich. Gene with a goal and an assist so far in this game. And now a foul New York on a ball that really may have been given advantage, because Wilrich seemed to have some room down the wing, but they do bring it back. Kicking called against the Cosmos. Guy Newman over to Kevin Crow. As this defense continues to be oh so impressive in the absence of both Collier and Geyer, and of course Wierzchowski, who has not appeared in the playoffs, despite the fact that the Sockers have been undefeated. That tells you something, as Wierzchowski made the first All-Star team. Perez! Crow scores! Kevin Crow gets a Perez rebound. The Sockers lead again.
Great goal by Kevin Crow, Randy. He just took the ball right off the backboard and put it right in the right, made no mistake, put it left-footed. Hugo Perez hustling in here, knocked it left-footed, put it against the boards, and Kevin Crow came in and just slotted it with his left foot. A great big goal for the San Diego Sockers, and that's Kevin Crow's second goal of the game. And San Diego has scored 4 goals. 3 of them have come from the defenders, Randy, and this is what San Diego has been noted for, great team efforts.
Crow from Perez at 3:23. Crow's second tonight, 4th of the playoffs. Cosmos trying to come back. The ball loose in front of the San Diego zone. Donnelly will work it out for Namdar. 4-3 now. Here's Moyers. He just misses the open side. Gorsick came out, left that side unprotected. Here's Parkinson, Moyers, and Gray both around the penalty area. Ball played out to Gray. He'll hit a volley high and off the glass. The rebound down to Wilrich. He gave it away, and Donnelly boots it into midfield. So Crow has 2 tonight. Perez, or check that, Hilkes missing a tackle on DiBernardo. Into the corner for Moyers. He'll wind it up and shoot it wide. Rebound off Hilkes. Chested down by DiBernardo and off the glass to Jim Gorsick. Hilkes gets his foot tangled up in the carpet. There's ice underneath here. Cantor playing it back for David Bursick. The quick distribution up for Jerry Gray. He's got Parkinson and DiBernardo with him. Gray up the middle, off to his left for DiBernardo. Dana got a piece of that, and a shot comes right at Gorsick high, and a lot of those Cosmos shots seem to be high up, and Jimmy has a good opportunity to grab a lot of them in the air.
It's much easier to grab the ball when it's up. Cosmos have to keep the ball low, because the only way you get deflections and things is by keeping it low. But again, the Sockers are pushing and forcing them, I believe, to be shooting these balls up high with the defense that is marking them very tight.
Quinn's pass blocked. Here comes Kozik. Over to Gray. They got Moyers wide open. A good block by Donnelly. Breaks up that opportunity. Quinn will fade back now to pick up Moyers, who was left unprotected. Moyers into the middle for Parkinson. Back for Moyers. Now for Dan Cantor. He lobs one in for Parkinson, who went over top of Dana to get it in the air. Back down for Gray. Quinn, who's so good at that pressure, forces the play. Now it's into the corner. Moyers trips as Namdar clipped him, and they'll give the foul. Gray sets it down quickly. In front, it went off a leg, and Namdar will clear that into midfield. Cantor. Far boards for Kozik. He'll play it in again for Parkinson. Namdar again, a good job, kicks that one loose. Cha-Cha with the game's first goal for San Diego after New York had scored 2 on a short-handed situation. Here's a ball played up for Quinn. He took it from Donnelly. Brian will wait. Julie V comes in to catch up, and he'll orchestrate things from here on in. Crow over at the right point. Kevin back over for Quinn. Cosmos change on the go. Jerry O'Kane comes out for San Diego. 8:59 to go in period 3. Ball played in for V. Cantor gets in front of that. He'll roll it back for Bursick. And Cantor looks a lot like Kevin Crow in the way he's built and the way he plays. He's a very good defender, and I think they're very much alike, although I like Kevin indoors so far better. Here's V with a chance. That's at the top of the box. He misses with Cantor watching him. The quick distribution up for Terlecki. He sidesteps Quinn, plays it into the middle for Gray. 4-3, Sockers leading. They trail 2-0 at one point in this third game. There's a block by Quinn. He's got V ahead. Dana trailing. Julie will take the pass at center. Dana breaks into the middle. V stops on it. Working on Cantor. Shoots it wide. Rebound off the chest of DiBernardo. And he'll bring it out along the near side boards. Here comes DiBernardo with Borja and Terlecki. The pass to Terlecki and a way wide shot. Terlecki playing very poorly thus far in this series. Now a ball played to midfield for Jerry O'Kane. Down the left wing, he goes racing. Lost control of it. Vujovic came in. It's loose in front. V with a chance if he can get free of 2 defenders. But Vujovic comes in and takes it away from Julie. So V frustrated again. Now Terlecki with another chance down that right side. In front, right to Wilrich. Vujovic came in, but Gene will bring it out. Here's a 3-on-2. Wilrich with O'Kane and V. Gene waited too long. The ball comes off DiBernardo to V. He gets pushed by Cantor, comes on along the boards. In front, Wilrich had a chance. O'Kane a drive. That goes deflecting high and wide. V will chase the rebound down. He's bumped by Terlecki. We have a foul. And V is asking for 2 minutes. Terlecki really came flying in there, Alan, and that was a very obvious infraction.
Well, I think Stan Terlecki's a little bit frustrated right now, Randy. After 2 poor games in San Diego, he's come out here and has really not let his name be stamped on the game yet.
Stan Terlecki getting the rebound after the kick-in goes astray. And now Chicor Borja. He's got 1 goal tonight, the tying goal that made it 3-3 late in the second period. Quinn now fouling Borja, and they will bring that up to the red line for a free kick, New York. If there is a game 4 in this series, we'll be back here live on the simulcast tomorrow night at 5. Back-to-back nights here at the Meadowlands. That's got to be tough, Alan, for the players to play on consecutive evenings.
Yes, but the only thing about it is it's fair for both teams because both teams will be doing it. But it is tough on the players.
That's all the more incentive to end it all here tonight. Cantor with a shot that Gorsick directs high and wide. Quinn comes in, gets it into the middle for Dana, and Cassie will have Addy Coker coming off the bench to help him out. Dana to the red line. He's got Newman and Coker. Cassie using Newman as the decoy, then the pass, but Cantor saw it coming, stuck the left leg out and blocked it. Now Quinn breaks it up again. Quinn's everywhere. Wherever the ball is, he seems to magnetically attract it.
That's his style of play. He hustles unbelievable. I would say, in my opinion, he hustles more than anybody in the entire league. He's a ball winner and just has played tremendous for the San Diego Sockers.
Borja has pulled up for New York now. He limps to the bench. That could be a big break. Here's Perez for San Diego to the red line. Saw Vujovic coming, turned, but didn't see Gray. And if the Cosmos lose Borja here, that is very disastrous for them. Here's Perez. Right foot shot. That's blocked. You know, Cabañas played an indoor game against Chicago and was injured, and they didn't play him again because he's really the key to their outdoor season. I would think that Borja's a big key to their outdoor season as well. And you wonder if you risk playing somebody that's already limping.
Well, he's a very key to their indoor season too, Chico Borja. So they have to play him. I mean, it's do or die for them right now.
So we will have a kick-in for New York to the right of Gorsick. 5:49 to go here in the third period on the Video Library scoreboard. It's the Sockers 4, the Cosmos 3. We're back live at the Meadowlands as Jim Gorsick sends it downfield. Mark Antonio gets to it before Addy Coker does, and now David Bursic will send it downfield to center. Good pass to Jerry Gray, but Perez will step in front of him to get possession back for the Sockers. They lead 4-3. with 5:30 to go here in the third period. Perez to Coker. He's alone at the side, but he lost it. Second time tonight, Eddie's had trouble controlling a pass. Quinn with a big swipe. Gets it free to Coker. Namdar in front. Oh, and he miskicks it completely. That was right at Cha-Cha's feet. Here's Coker again. A drive high, and Bursic got a piece of it, sending it out of play for corner kick.
Great opportunity there for the Sockers to score. Eddie Coker made a nice pass to Cha-Cha Namdar, who just spanned a little bit on the shot. But we have an opportunity here with a corner kick.
Eddie Fermanti has to be a lot more concerned now than he was about 6 or 7 minutes into the first period. Right off the corner kick, Perez banks it off the wall. It comes out up to the red line, and Steve Moyers, Cosmo's captain, has it. Donnelly kicks it away from him. It's up to Eddie Coker. Got a man to beat. Marcantonio. Beautiful ball to Quinn off the wall. Oh, a great pass. Here's Perez with a drive, and Bursic has that. What a pass over to Brian Quinn. And now a ball out of play.
Two great opportunities for the Sockers. David Bursic came up very well for the Cosmos in the nets there. Quinn had a good shot, and unfortunately for the Sockers, we weren't able to put it in the back of the net.
So now a kick in San Diego. Gene Wilrich getting set as Bursic takes a big, long, deep breath. It's 4-3 San Diego. We're here in period 3 live on the simulcast. Coker will bring it down the right wing for San Diego. Stops, turns. Wilrich comes in. Addy keeps possession, then loses it to Marcantonio. Coker staying with the play, kicked it loose, but they give a foul, kicking from behind. Coker, really great addition to the Sockers after they traded him to Vancouver and got him back, Alan. I think it turned out to be a really good move all around.
For sure, a good acquisition, because he's very fast up front and creates a lot of opportunities, not only for himself, but the other players playing with him.
And he's got that special finesse, very good at taking balls that come off the wall. He plays the carom very well. He'll turn a lot of those banks into goals, and he practices it a lot.
Good at drawing penalties as well.
Crow kicking a ball out of play. And we'll take a break. 4:14 to go in the third period on the Video Library scoreboard. Sockers 4, Cosmos 3. We're back live at the Meadowlands. 4-3 Sockers leading. Cosmos with possession in the San Diego zone. It's Moyers in the corner to the right of Gorsic. Plays it back out to the left point at the red line. DiBernardo. Now over to Carmine Marcantonio. His shot deflected off Coker, comes back to him, and now Ferdy DiMatteis will play it into midfield. Marcantonio forced back behind the center line, plays it up for Moyers. He takes it, now pressure from Wilrich. Got it by Crow, but now Wilrich will have it with Coker. 2-on-2 as Gene steps across the red line. Takes it into the slot. Finesse pass over to Coker. Addy off the wall, sideswiped that one. And Parkinson then gives it away. Here's Hilkens. Moving to the top of the area. Has trouble controlling it and plays it back for Crow as the Sockers will set the offense up. Hilkens at the center line, getting set to change with Kaz Dana, I think. In fact, the Sockers will do a complete line change here as Crow plays it all the way back for Gorsic. So V and Wilrich come on. And O'Kane. Here's V to center. Julie, nice ball to Crow. Now to Wilrich. Stepping in front of it is DiBernardo. He eludes V. Here's a 2-on-2 New York. Terlecki down the right side. He's had little success there so far, and that shot is blocked by O'Kane. DiBernardo on the rebound. DiMatteis a drive, and Gorsic blocked out the post as number 17 for New York played it off the wall. Now Parkinson off to his right for Terlecki. 4-3 Sockers lead. His shot through the legs of O'Kane, but it hit Crow, and now Jerry tries to bank it out. Instead, it's Terlecki again at the side. In front for Parkinson. Wilrich stepped in front of it. Cosmos keep the pressure on. Finally, O'Kane clears it downfield, and that's over 3 lines. Well, the Sockers would like to invite everybody in San Diego to the Clippers Fan Appreciation Night. That's coming up this Saturday at 7:30 at the Sports Arena for the Clippers regular season finale against the Utah Jazz at the Sports Arena. If you'd like to be part of Clipper Fan Appreciation Night, just call 226-1275. Clippers looking forward to a good position in the draft this year and get some more talent built for 1984-85. They're in Utah tomorrow for their final road game. Dragan Vujovic in front, a chance for Terlecki. That goes out of play, and it'll be San Diego ball. 2:11 to go here in the third period on the Video Library scoreboard. Still the Sockers 4 and the Cosmos 3. Here's a goal. The Sockers have just scored. It's 5-3. Kaz Dana and Julie V combining on a real lovely goal, Alan Mayer.
Oh, a very important goal for the Sockers. We got a pass out from Jimmy Gorsuch. Kaz Dana takes the ball, passes over Julie V. Julie V goes around David Bursick. Ball bounces out on the top of the key, and Kaz Dana, the old pro there, just side-foots the ball in the back of the net. Kazzy made no mistakes. It puts the Sockers up by 2 goals, and a very important goal there for the San Diego Sockers.
So Dana side puts one in past Bursick, and that may be enough to put the Sockers ahead for good. It's 5-3 now, late here in period 3. B gets the assist on Dana's goal. 13:04, the time of the goal. Dana's 5th of the playoffs. He can be a candidate for MVP. Vujovic now trying to work it out of the corner for the Cosmos, but Quinn gets it loose to V. Julie goes around Kozik. Here comes V racing down the right side. He's got Perez and Quinn trailing. Off the wall and in front, but Kozik will get there first and play it back to the New York goalkeeper. Now Vujovic trying to feed it again. He'll lose that. Here's O'Kane. Off to his right for Quinn. Sockers building momentum now here in this second half. They lead 5-3. The last goal by Dana. Perez back to midfield for Martin Donnelly. Marty comes to center, plays it up the wing for Hugo Perez. Perez makes a turn on Kozik, plays it off the wall, but it'll come back to the New York keeper as Jerry Gray caroms it over to Bursick. Now Terlecki trying to go around Donnelly. This time he gets some room. In comes Quinn. Terlecki shoots, hits the glass high above Gorsuch, who had the goal covered. The rebound down to Vujovic. He'll send it into the slot area for Kozik. 4 Sockers back on defense. Now V comes back to help out. There's the steal by Quinn that you wait for, and he's got it to V again. V to center. He'll wait for Terlecki. Over to Quinn. What a play. Over to V. Back to Quinn. In front. He scores! What a goal! Child's play as Bursick congratulates V. It's 6-3, and the Sockers have just gone on a tear.
Oh, boy, Randy, I'll tell you, you will not see a better goal than that. We had a pass to Quinn. Quinn back to Julie V. Julie V passes it back to Brian Quinn. Brian will side foot it to Julie V in the side there, just put the ball in the back of the net. And I'll tell you, it was probably a picture-perfect play and warrant of a highlight film on a build-up of a goal. And this is a big goal for the Sockers. It gives us a 3-goal lead, and hopefully we'll be able to hold on to this lead for our 3rd straight championship.
Never have I seen that kind of pinpoint passing. V to Quinn, to V to Quinn and in. And Julie gets his 5th of the playoffs from Quinn at 14:32. It's 6-3. Can the Sockers hang on and make it 3 in a row? Ball out of play off Kevin Crowe. This will be a kick in New York with 15 seconds to go in the period. Oh my, I want to see that one again and again and again. That was beautiful. As V was just left all open, all alone in front. And even Bursic had to stop and shake his hand. Correction, that was V's 4th of the playoffs. Just a great, great goal for number 22 with the big assist to Brian Quinn. Now here's Moyers in the corner. Poked out by Quinn. What a day he's having. Here comes Coker, who's pushed by Parkinson. It'll roll back to Bursick. He looks at the clock, looks upfield, feeds it to Ferdy DiMatteis, and the period is over. An unbelievable comeback. And at the end of the 3rd period here on the Kobe Sports Arena Swap Meet scoreboard, now the Sockers 6 and the New York Cosmos 3. We're back at the Meadowlands Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Lots of San Diego fans here in attendance in New York. A big group traveled all the way from the West Coast here to New York, and they are loving it as the Sockers are on top of the New York Cosmos 6-3. That last goal again had the Cosmo defenders swarming, but that was Dana's goal before it. They make it 5-3, a very big, big goal. And right after that, V and Quinn combine on a beautiful goal. We want to thank the people at the Perfect Penguin for providing tuxedos for assistant coach Johan Arnio and Ron Newman, the head coach of the San Diego Sockers. The Perfect Penguin at 3740 Sports Arena Boulevard in San Diego. Formal wear of all kinds, and our thanks to them. We have a period left to go here at the Meadowlands in New Jersey, with the Sockers leading the Cosmos by a score of 6-3. And Alan Mayer, it is obviously in the San Diego Sockers' hands now as far as a 3rd straight championship goes. All they need now is to hang on, and I would have to think that a lot is in their favor, obviously.
Oh, for sure. It's much better to be in a position where you're 3 up, but we can't let the Cosmos out of the game yet, because they do have a very explosive offense and they can score goals. 3-goal lead is not everything in an indoor soccer game, but I would have to say the Sockers are sitting very pretty right now, and they've really earned it. They've worked very, very hard this year. They've overcome a lot of injuries, a lot of obstacles, and here to come and play this well in front of the Brendan Byrne Arena here is just a true tribute to the great team that San Diego has.
Well, the Sockers are just playing vintage indoor tonight. They started off slow, but the Sockers never do anything really easy. We've learned that from following them for years now. They do things the hard way, the unusual way, but above all, the entertaining way. And they are doing it again here tonight. We're into the fourth period now with the Sockers defending the goal to our left. They are 15 minutes away from a third straight indoor championship, and perhaps deserved of the word dynasty as far as indoor soccer goes, as they have beaten everybody. Vujovic for New York. Given away as Kevin Crowe steps in front of Steve Moyers. And these Cosmos have to be getting somewhat discouraged now, trailing by 3 goals when at once they led by 2. That's a 5-goal swing around. And that is a big, big testament to the Sockers tonight, both offensively and defensively. And now, Moyers back into the slot. Kozic passes it over to Gray. His left foot shot blocked by Newman as Gorsic went down, and then Hilkes tries to clear it. It goes over to Vujovic. He'll side foot it to his left for Kozic. Back for Vujovic. He's got some room on the right side. Shoots it with a toe poke. Gorsic a save. Newman trying to get it back to Jimmy, and it comes out in front dangerously near to Moyers. Now banked out. Moyers in front of the goal, unable to connect there. And it'll come all the way back to the goalkeeper, David Bursick. If you just joined us, you've missed quite a turnaround. New York led 2-0 in the first period. Sockers came back and tied it, went ahead 3-2. New York tied it. We've had a shootout attempt in this game because of a penalty to Jim Gorsic. They've had a shorthanded goal by San Diego, a little bit of everything, but above all, just a superb performance by the Sockers from the beginning of the second period on. And now Hilkes gets sent into the boards by Moyers, but they get the foul against Lawrence. He quickly gets up after appearing to be seriously injured. Coker coming back to clear a ball away from Kozic. He's got another chance at it. Lawrence with a sliding tackle. Addy with a tackle. Kozic with the shot. Here's DeMatteis right at goal. And Gorsic again getting an opportunity on a high shot. Now the teams will change on the go as Coker brings it to midfield. A feed to Dana, the master in midfield for San Diego, indoors and out, and he's capping off another great year with a superb performance in this third game of the championship series, conceivably the final game of the 1983-84 NASL indoor season. And DeMatteis now up at the red line, trying to get away from Wilrich. Vujovic with a chance. Under pressure from Dana. Back into the middle for Carmine Marcantonio. His left foot shot high off the glass. DeMatteis the header. That nearly picked the corner. But Gorsic goes up high to bring it off the plexiglass. Now Dana centering it for Kevin Crowe, who's had a heck of a night. 2 goals for San Diego and super defense. Actually, that was Julie V. They look kind of alike sometimes with that blonde hair. We'll give Kevin the credit nonetheless. He's just played superbly all season long, as has the whole San Diego defense. Here's Dana. Looking at DiBernardo. Over to Namdar. Back for Kazi. One almost gets the feeling that the Sockers could still turn this into a big rout the way they're playing right now. Donnelly back for Dana. Over to Wilrich. He'll lose this one to DiBernardo, and back now for Vujovic. 11:35 to go in the fourth period. A 6-3 San Diego lead. Terlecki up to the red line for New York. He'll lay it off on the wing for Carmine Marcantonio. Deep for DeMatteis. Here's DiBernardo. Vujovic was all alone at the side. Why he didn't tip that in, no one knows. Maybe it's the same reason he had such a bad time with that shootout goal.
Sockers are playing very smart here, Randy. We're playing with ball possession, ball control, and with a 3-goal lead, we're not necessarily attacking as much as maybe we should, but we are holding the ball a lot and just ticking off time from the clock there.
Here's V from center. To his left for Dana. Back for Julie. We watch Dana off the ball making his moves. V's dipping shot. Grabbed by Bursic. To center for Namdar. He'll head it back right up for V. Marcantonio jumped in front to get that in the air, but Donnelly will get it on the near sideline. Up to midfield for Quinn. He runs by Marcantonio, who grabbed onto the sweater. Quinn, over to V. Julie waits, lets DiBernardo go by. Shoots, blocked by Bursic. Quickly sent to center, but chested down again by Donnelly. Namdar will send it over to the near boards again for Marty. And the only reason that wasn't a goal was a good save by Bursic, as V drew it out of the back and took the shot. Terlecki to Parkinson, tries to work the give and go, gets it over. In front, off Donnelly. Gorsic makes the save as Donnelly side-footed it toward his own goal unintentionally. Gorsic now with a high ball. It'll come down to Coker in midfield. He and Cantor went up. And now to Dana. Cassie back in midfield to Donnelly. 10:13 to go. As Marty brings it to center. A pass up for Coker. He'll have to chase this one down the right wing with big Dan Cantor behind him. Addy waits, plays it back to center for Quinn. Quinn over to Kevin Crow. Stay with us. We'll have an expanded post-game show here from the Meadowlands. If the Sockers can hang on and win this, we'll go down to the locker room. We'll have the official league trophy presentation. Lots happening on our post-game show. Stay with us. Here's Jerry Gray down the right side and off the wall. Comes back to Parkinson. His drive high and wide. Cantor keeps it in more again, but Crow sends it over 3 lines. This will be a free kick for the New York Cosmos. Now 9:35 to go. I was informed today by a source that will remain nameless, but someone that is very learned on the topic, and I was led to believe that the San Diego Sockers will be in the Major Indoor Soccer League next year. And it is a source that I would certainly consider respectful. We'll have to see how it works out, but I'm led to believe today that the Sockers will play in the MISL next year. Lots happening in the soccer world right now as the players and NASL owners are negotiating. We'll see what develops. DiBernardo for New York. Gorsic out of his goal. It's at the side. Crow has it pinned along the wall, and Gorsic pounces on it again. And Alan Mayer, when you get help from your defenders like that, it just makes everything a lot easier for Jim Gorsic.
Yes, indeed. Kevin Crow covering up for Jimmy on that, which a good defender does. Whenever the goalkeeper goes out, the defender goes into the goal, and Kevin did very, very well on that and saved what could be a very important goal for the New York Cosmos.
Still 6-3 now with 8:40 to go in regulation. Soccer's on the verge of a 3rd straight indoor soccer championship, as they may indeed sweep this series from the New York Cosmos, who eliminated the Chicago Sting to get here. A very surprising turn of events in that semifinal round. Quick restart. Here's Vujovic for New York. He's got Crow to beat, grabs onto Kevin, who clears it. Gary Gray gets it back for the Cosmos at center. This is Kozik to his right. Along the wall for Steve Moyers. Moyers at the red line. Into the corner for Dan Cantor. Off the wall. Gorsic picks that away before Moyers can cruise in. And the life is starting to seep out of these New York Cosmos as time ticks away. 8 minutes to go now. And they trail by 3 big goals, and that is a big margin, even in indoor soccer, Alan, but particularly in a tight final like this against an experienced team like San Diego.
You hit it right on the note there. The experience of San Diego will, in my opinion, hold this 3-goal lead, and it's going to be very difficult for the Cosmos to get back in this game.
Gorsic with good caddy skills to go to the edge of the box. Now it's up to Wilrich. He nearly gets it away, but gets it back on the chest. Now Kevin Crow at the red line and coming to center. Here's Crow down the left side. A shot blocked by Cantor. The rebound! Oh, and it's just wide. Oh, it trickled toward goal as Crow could nearly sense a hat trick there, I would think. Vujovic at center for New York. Back for Kozik. Now up ahead for Ferdy DiMatteis. He'll get it wide for Moyers. Moyers waiting, trying to send it through for Kozik. Kevin Crow off the play, but Perez tracking that down. Now the feed to Julie V at center. He brings it in. Vujovic will quickly converge. Julie will send it down the right wing. Goes by Vujovic. Still with it. Running through is Hilkus. The ball played to the left point for Donnelly. Into the middle for Wilrich. In front for V. That's kicked loose by Cantor, high up in the air. Bursic will break that up. Sends it downfield off of Donnelly onto Moyers. Hilkus then kicks it out of play for a kick in New York Cosmos. 6:36 to go here in the 4th period on the Video Library scoreboard. Soccer 6, Cosmos 3.
This is true.
That's what a very... Now 6:08 to go. Soccer's on the verge of a championship. Here's Vujovic, though, for New York. Back to Moyers and a shot. Hilkes got back up to block a shot after he was kicked in the ankle. And that shows you the kind of tenacity that this whole San Diego team has come up with here in Game 3. Here's Angelo DiBernardo for New York as they are gasping now with an opportunity on that shot, but Gorsic with the save. Back down to Jerry Gray. Here's DiBernardo. Vujovic at the side of the San Diego goal. Off the wall, Moyers. Another shot, another drive. Donnelly will clear it. That defense is flawless in front of Gorsic. Here's Gray at the left point side. In front for Moyers. He'll try and get the quick turn here. Back heel. DiBernardo slide tackled away by Newman. At the right, here's Vujovic. He can't make anything of it. Plays it back to Cantor. 5:18 to go now. Over to Jerry Gray. Stay for our post-game show. We'll go down to the field for the NASL Championship Trophy ceremony.
You think the Sockers want to win this one, Randy? Look at the defense there. All 5 players behind the ball.
Here's Gray with a shot. It's out of play. Unbelievable. Julie V, who, how many times have we seen Julie standing up at midfield? He's right back there with all the blue liners. We have 5:03 to go here in the 4th period on our video library scoreboard. It's the Sockers 6, the Cosmos 3. I just called our defenders blue liners. Where's the blue line, hon? You idiot. Why aren't they holding the game? Idiots. Martin Donnelly at center. We have 4:45 to go. A 6-3 San Diego lead. Hope you're enjoying our live simulcast on Kogo and KUSI television. Brought to you in part by Budweiser. And Sockers fans, you've been great all season long. We're going to salute a whole bunch of buds for you tonight after this one, I think. It is 6-3. The Sockers on the verge of another championship, and the anticipation building on the bench. Everybody on their feet now as the final minutes tick away. Namdar from the red line, playing it in deep for Addy Coker. It'll come off the wall to the chest of Addy. Coker back for Quinn. Quinn at the red line. Waiting in midfield. Play to his right for Dana. If the Sockers hang on, there will be a civic reception at the Sports Arena in San Diego Friday afternoon at 3:30. The public all invited for a civic reception 3:30 on Friday afternoon. And we have some other news. Due to some unfortunate flight arrangements and inability to get flights out of New York, the Sockers will not return to San Diego until Friday afternoon on American Airlines Flight 89 at 1:30 and make their way right to the Sports Arena. So the Sockers will spend the day here in New York tomorrow and then travel back to San Diego on Friday. Here's Jim Gorsic playing it up to the red line for Quinn. Quinn back for Crow. Crow to center. A long pass for Cha-Cha Namdar. 3:30 left to go now. Jerry Gray playing it toward the San Diego goal. 6-3 Sockers hanging on here, Ellen Mayer, and it's a great feeling as this season ends and the Sockers are going to finish on top again.
Yes, indeed, Randy. You get goosebumps sitting up here watching the players because you know how excited they're going to be here when the final buzzer rings here. It's it's a good cap of the season. We played so well and we've deserved this champion so much.
Here's Carmine Marcantonio up the right wing for Ray Kozik. Terlecki. Here's Dana now on a rebound in front of the San Diego net. A stolen pass, actually, and he'll send it over to Kevin Crow. Want to remind all fans watching and listening to tonight's game, take part in Clippers Fan Appreciation Night this Saturday at 7:30 when the Clippers host the Utah Jazz at the Sports Arena. Call 226-1275 for more details on Fan Appreciation Night this Saturday as the Clippers wind out the regular season. Here's Hugo Perez. He's got Julie V with him, and his shot right at goal. The rebound, he scores! Perez, and it's 7-3.
That is icing on the cake, Randy. Hugo Perez took a nice pass from Gene Willard. He knocked it into David Bursick. The ball came back to him. We'll see where he takes a hard left foot. The ball comes right back to him after a nice save by David Bursick. Hugo Perez puts it in with his right foot, and I'll tell you, the San Diego fans here who are in attendance are going crazy. It's an incredible feeling here because it's virtually locked up here for the San Diego Sockers.
They're hugging over on the bench. What a night for Johan Arnio. Alan Mary steps in to fill in for for Ron Newman, rather, and this has got to be a big moment for Johan. We want to really say hello to Ron Newman. I know he would love to be here and take part in this celebration here in New York. There's the trophy. They're getting ready to present it to the Sockers. There's 2:22 left in this game. And what an accomplishment for Ron Newman. Alan Mary. He's the winningest coach in the history of professional soccer. And tonight his team is going to win its third straight indoor championship. Hats off to Ron Newman for a superb job done again this season.
Well, he's the best coach there is in indoor soccer right now.
David Bursick in his own area, up to the left wing for DiBernardo. A reminder again of that rally Friday afternoon at 3:30 at the Sports Arena. The Sockers will arrive Friday at 1:30 on American Airlines Flight 89 and go right to the Sports Arena for a big rally to celebrate this third consecutive indoor championship. Perez gets the 7th San Diego goal. The assist to Gene Wilrich at 12:37, and a shot by Vujovic goes out of play. We'll break with 1:39 to go in the season. Here on the Video Library scoreboard, Sockers 7, Cosmos 3. A minute 20 left in the NASL season. The Sockers leading 7-3 on the verge of a championship. DiBernardo to Dragan Vujovic. To his right now for Dan Cantor. Seconds ticking away. Left foot shot blocked. In front, Gorsic will go to the edge of the box and clear it around the boards for Perez. Hugo sidesteps Vujovic. Vujovic in midfield. Over to Dan Cantor now for New York. 45 seconds to go. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We'll go down to the field for the official league trophy presentations. We'll go down to the locker room to talk to the victorious and no doubt champagne-soaked San Diego Sockers. It's getting to be old hat for them. They're going to have an outstanding contract with a dry cleaner by the looks of it, as the Sockers are on their way again. 25 seconds now as Perez has it at the red line. He'll move it on goal. A shot. Bursic the save. Perez a drive. It's still loose at the side. B at the edge of the goal, and nothing goes in. Julie in the corner fighting for it now, and Bursic will get it for the New York Cosmos. 10 seconds left in the season. The San Diego Sockers with a 7-3 lead. Dragan Vujovic bringing it to center for New York, but it's all too late. The season is over. Twice was not enough. The San Diego Sockers are third-time indoor champions. The final score, the Sockers defeat the New York Cosmos 7-3 and win the NASL for the second time, their third straight indoor title. The trophy being brought out onto the field. Alan Mayer, it's magical time again for these Sockers.
Once again, the Sockers winning this championship. They really deserve it, and congratulations to everybody out there.
We'll be back with the official presentations. The final score, the Sockers win the championship, defeating the Cosmos 7-3. Okay, yeah, a little cover, right?
Okay.
Give me all the paper I need.
Yes, indeed.
All right, make it 3 in a row for the San Diego Sockers as they won what turned out to be the final indoor game in North American Soccer League history. Of course, the 1984 outdoor season would be the league's last, and the grand plans of the NASL to have a year-round league playing indoors and outdoors never materialized. I'm Ken Tomash. This is Soccer Rewind. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. And Soccer's legend and Indoor Soccer Hall of Famer Kevin Crowe rejoins us now to wrap things up. Kevin, what's I found weird was the post-game stories about this game. 3 in a row, you guys were already looking towards number 4. That was very confident. And was at that point, did you realize we've really got something going here? Maybe have a dynasty?
Well, no, we didn't know necessarily a dynasty. We didn't think that way. We just knew we could beat anybody anytime. And we were very fortunate, for most years that our players stayed healthy, which is also important. And again, when you had, when we lost the goalkeeper, we replaced another with a keeper with just great experience, right? Which you have to have, right? We were fortunate with, when there was unfortunate when some players like Julie V and Martin Donnelly went to the Vegas franchise. After a couple of those first years, we were fortunate when the Earthquakes folded that all of a sudden we ended up with Jungle, Segota, Clavijo, and George Katakalides, right? That just continued that talent, right? And it just accelerated what we were doing. So, we didn't miss a beat. And we were just very fortunate. I still don't know how that deal got done.
You mentioned how guys stepped up, and Jim Gorsuch, obviously. Talk about the playoffs that he had, 5-0 with a 2.50 goals against average, made great saves. You shut out the Cosmos in the second half of this game that we just watched. And Gorsuch had a nice long career. Obviously, he's going to appear later on this channel. But we talk about what Jim Gorsuch did in that playoffs.
Well, I mean, Jimmy, I think, was one of the most underrated goalkeepers in the league, and to this day, he was, started behind, the Zoltan Tols and the Alan Mayers and the Volkmar Grossers and people like that in the early days. And but he was always really good. And I think when he got the opportunity, he grabbed it. I did not remember. I saw some of the clips. I didn't remember how strong he was with his feet, which you really need to do to be able to be an effective keeper indoors. So we were always very beneficial with that.
Now, is this right that you guys couldn't get a flight out of New York until the Friday after the Wednesday night game, and you had to spend an extra day in New York? What was that like, having just won a championship and you get to be in one of the great cities of the world for a day with nothing to do until you can get on a plane and go home?
Yeah, on somebody else's dime too. The owner, he had to put us up, right? But yeah, there's a lot worse places to be than New York City, for a day of celebration when you won a championship. So it was fun. It was fun. I want to say we were responsible, but who knows?
Statute of limitations has run out, Kevin.
Exactly.
Anything that happened. All right, let's take a look at your second goal, which also ended up being the game-winning goal as it happened. So here it goes. This is right place, right time.
Yeah, I mean, I was just following up there at the right place at the right time with what Julie would do. Julie was attracting all the attention. They all went to him. The ball ricocheted to me, and my job was just to put it on target at that point. I was a defender by nature, but our guys wanted me to go forward appropriately because it actually freed up them to be able to do multiple things too. So they encouraged me to go forward. And if you saw some of those clips, I mean, you saw Julie V, you saw Casdana, all these offensive players, they played defense too. They worked very hard on both sides of the ball. So it really became down to that. We wanted everybody to be able to play both ways.
And this season seemed like the first where San Diego really stood up and took notice of you. You guys had drawn well indoors, but you had sellouts this season and the playoff games were packed. Did you realize at that time that the fans were going to be something that propelled you forward, that made it easier for you to play, even though obviously you're a very talented team, but how much did they help?
Oh, they were huge. And we look forward to delivering a championship parade for them to participate in at the end of every year. But we knew how much hard work it was, and we worked very hard. And that's from the player that was maybe ranked 12th on the roster to the top players like Julie V. Everybody worked very hard. Everybody was fit. We knew how hard it was going to be, and we just wanted to outwork everybody at the end of the day.
Did you have a sense at that time that the NASL was not at all a well cat and that there might not be a league much longer?
Yeah, we knew that because you kind of you had a union, players union, and representation, so you knew some of the instability that was going on across the league. So I think that's one of the reasons why it was a little bit slow for some of the outdoor teams to adopt indoors. But because you didn't think you had to, right? You wanted to stay outdoors. But then we played for 2 years. We played outdoor, indoor, right? There was no off season, for the guys, which took its toll, right? That's hard to do, but we were able to do that. And then when, the outdoor folded and the NASL went away, we embraced the indoors full speed ahead. And we were fortunate to attract some talent every year that came in and fit in really well with us.
I think it was Julie who said, let the rest of the world get all muddy and dirty and play in the cold. We'll stay nice and dry and play indoors. And that was prophetic because you guys went on a run then, 10 titles in 11 years. You've alluded to some of the things, obviously, that made that happen. You were fortunate enough to replace players who left. You had guys step up when they had to step up. Obviously, you had Ron Newman, who was the best indoor coach ever, and you had great crowds behind you. All of those things contributed, but 10 titles in 11 years, there's got to be a little bit of magic or something else in there too, doesn't there?
Well, I mean, it's impressive. People forget about that run, right? In any sport, in any competition, it's hard to do that, especially at a professional level. And but you have to have talent, you have to have character, you have to have hard work, you have to have a little bit of luck. But I'm a big believer that the hard work and the talent creates luck. We were just, the biggest, people say, what do you remember, during that period of time. And I joke, I remember the one year we didn't win it, right? And we had game 6 in the semifinals at home in San Diego, and we lost late in the game, like the last 2 or 3 minutes. I remember, I think it was 4-3. And then we had to go up to Tacoma for game 7, and we lost, because we should have been 11 out of 11.
There's always that one that sticks in your craw. But as it turned out, that gave us one of the greatest championship series of all time, which we will hope to revisit at some point on this channel between Tacoma and Dallas. But I can see how that would still stick in your craw even after 37 years or so. So now, as far as your career, obviously you went right back into the outdoor game, but you and several players from this game that we just watched represented the United States at the LA Olympics. You, Hugo Perez, Gene Wilrich from the Sockers, David Bursich, Jeff Durgan, Angelo DiBernardo, and Chico Borja from the Cosmos. What was your Olympic experience like, not only in 84, but also in 88 in Seoul?
Oh, it was fantastic. Anytime you can represent your country, whether it's Olympics, national team stuff, it's special. And it's really hard to explain. But, that 84 season was rough because we were playing indoor and outdoor, like we were just saying, no off season. Then all of a sudden you had to squeeze in the Olympics, so to speak, basically in the middle of your outdoor season. And the rules had changed right in that spring of that before 84, where they said professional players could play in the Olympics. It used to be on our situation in our country, it was more of an amateur sport, but our amateurs were playing against 30-year-old professional players from Europe. So our country finally said, that's not fair. Let's let our pros come in. And literally just months before, we were selected to join the Olympic team and get involved. So it's really special, especially when it was at home. We were housed at Stanford, came down to the Rose Bowl one game. Unfortunately, we didn't go through, but great experience.
So now, what is it like now? Now you're the executive director of the youth soccer club where you played when you were a kid. What is that like, a full circle moment?
Well, it was very special because I made a decision when I had left San Diego. I lived there around 25 years and had left for different business opportunities, and got caught a little bit sideways during that recession in the early 2000s or late 2000s, I guess. And I decided to get back into the youth game where my passion and my experience was. And I was actually looking to come back down and talking to Julie B of all people, because he was running the club in San Diego and he was going to transition it to me. But at the last minute, I said, I'm going to work for another club. I really want to see if Ballistics open to the opportunity for us to partner. And so I reached out to him, and it was just great timing. Within 2 weeks, we had a deal, and I was sliding back in to run the club that I played for when I started playing for when I was 10 years old.
Wow, that's cool. Not a lot of people get that chance. What do you and your coaches try to instill in young players of today to make them successful on and off the field?
The biggest thing is have fun, right? It's just have fun. Have fun. Try to get better, right? At any aspect, but really having fun. Very few players are ultimately going to go on to even play college soccer or professional soccer. So, have fun along the way, develop relationships along the way. Let the sport teach you life lessons that you're going to benefit from forever. And don't forget, hard work still pays off. I'm a big believer in it.
Do you still lace them up, or no? Is that over?
No, I gave that up when I had to get my hip replaced.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right, Kevin Crowe, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for rewinding with us and walking down memory lane.
Anytime.
Well, that's all for now, folks. We hope you enjoyed this retrospective look at the 83-84 Sockers and the last indoor game ever played in the North American Soccer League. Join us next week when we'll take another modern look at a classic game in American soccer history. If you like retro and you like soccer, this is the channel for you. Like and subscribe, and drop us a line at the email address that you see on your screen. And let us know if there's a game that you want us to rewind, or if there's a player that you want us to try to track down and talk to. We'll take you with us on this journey. All right, see you next time.
No, sir. Oh, I can't. He's a Mente?
The runners-up trophy in their first playoff season of indoor
How about a hand for Captain Steve Moyers and your household? How many goals does Wilrich end up with? And now, 7 playoff goals. Valuable player of the championship series from the San Diego Sockers, number 15, Gene Wilrich. We're back live at the Brendan Byrne Arena here in the Meadowlands, where the San Diego Sockers have just won their 3rd consecutive championship here by the score of 7-3. The MVP has just been awarded to the man most deserving of it, and that is Gene Wilrich, who has had just an outstanding season and playoff series. Gene Wilrich has scored 7 goals here in the championship series. We're down, Randy Hahn is making his way down to the field where they have the presentations, the trophies. And we have it, the PA announcer, Bob Pigiamonte, will now be describing the field down on the field here.
San Diego Sockers.
You see Kaz Dana holding the trophy for the 3rd consecutive year for the San Diego Sockers. Howard Samuels presenting the trophy. Kazzy Dana, the captain of the San Diego Sockers, accepting it and handing the trophy over to Julie B, which will in turn hand it around to the players.
Their 3rd year in a row as champions.
Where they will be taking a photo here, and we will be breaking here for a second and coming right back to the Brendan Byrne Arena.
Kevin Crowe is with us. If we can get the lights and the camera over here, Kevin, it has just been a super series. You got to be very happy with this finale here tonight.
Oh, it's a great way to end it. You know, you wish you could have done it in front of your hometown fans because they've done so much throughout the year, but we didn't want to wait that long. We wanted to get it over with tonight, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of this organization.
That feeling of scoring those 2 goals, particularly the first one, had to be very thrilling.
Well, it was nice. It was kind of lucky to go in, but, you know, I'll take them any way I can get them. You know, they all help.
What was the key to this series and maybe the whole playoffs? You never lost a game.
I think the key was we finally pulled together as a team. You know, Julie being Casdana and Addie Coker, they were coming back and helping us out in defense when we were short back there. And it was just a whole team effort. You know, it was just a great team effort that got us here.
How worried were you when it got to 2-0 early in the game? We up in the booth thought, uh-oh, maybe the Sockers were a little too cocky coming into this.
No, I don't think it was cockiness. I think we started out a little slow. I think it may be because of the long plane flight we had yesterday. We didn't get in until 12 o'clock, and we started out a little slow, but since it was in the first quarter, you know, we know we can come back. We aren't really worried.
Kevin, you were around the team last year indoors. You didn't get a chance to play a lot. I would imagine this is a lot more thrilling being as big a part of it as you were this season.
Oh, yeah, you know, it's nice knowing that you think you did your part to help out the team to get you here. But I would have been happy just to, if I didn't play and just to be a part of this organization.
Kevin Crowe with 2 goals tonight in this final game of the NASL season. Our thanks to you, Kevin.